All right, there we go. Good morning, everybody. I am Graham Judd, your friendly neighborhood paramedic. I used to call this YouTube Medics, and I actually switched it over to Paramedic Judd because I'm the only person who talks. Um, the other reason I changed it is because the word paramedic might be a little more popular on YouTube. Um, we'll see. See how it works. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, tell your friends, neighbors, colleagues, pets. Let's do some things to help benefit the EMS community. Today, in particular, I want to talk about safely operating one of them things. Uh, at my station alone, we have had 2 ambulances involved in a collision within the past month. And this morning, I was listening to a podcast, um, Inside EMS with Kelly Grayson and Chris Sablero. And on this particular podcast, there was a kid who said that his ambulance operator certificate or whatever didn't actually include a Cevo or EVOC type of class. The only thing that was required was that he took a couple of extra questions on whatever state driver's license test he had to take. And right now I'm in Tennessee. I'm going to be in Nebraska Sunday. So I don't know what Nebraska's rules are, but I know in Tennessee, for example, you have to have an F endorsement, which basically is a chauffeur endorsement. Basically, I've got to have the same endorsement as anyone who drives a school bus or a taxi cab or an Uber or whatever the case is. In Florida, I don't believe state criteria. However, the agencies that I worked for in Florida did require us to pass a Cevo or EVOC class, and we had to be able to present that certificate. So I want to go over a couple of things that will help you when responding emergency to a call. First and foremost, let me say I am an advocate of the use of lights and sirens. I am 100% against removing lights and sirens from the use of emergency vehicles. I know that that's kind of been a cool thing. Oh, lights and sirens don't save time. We don't need lights and sirens. Lights and sirens are dangerous. Okay, let's discuss this real quick. You can do the math. If I'm driving 60 miles an hour and you're driving 65 miles an hour and we both head down an interstate, at the end of an hour, I'm going to be 5 miles behind you, which at 60 miles an hour equates to 5 minutes. So, doing the math that way, it doesn't save you a whole lot of time. At 30 minutes, you're only 2.5 minutes ahead of me. At 15 minutes, you're only 1 minute and 15 seconds ahead of me. So, when we're only doing 2 and 3 mile responses, oh, it doesn't save that much time. Wrong. It does. It saves time. It saves time when you are at red lights. It saves time when people pull over, and get out of the way. It allows us to exceed the posted speed limit. It does save time. And although most incidents don't really require an emergent response, the ones that do require an emergent response, sometimes 30 seconds, 60 seconds makes a huge difference. We've all been on scene of a call where the minute we get there is the minute that someone falls into a cardiac arrest. It happens. So I'm a huge advocate for the use of lights and sirens with the operation of an emergency vehicle, but I'm a huge advocate of using lights and sirens appropriately. I can sum up EVOC and Cevo into one 3-word sentence. Don't be stupid. When you're running lights and sirens to an emergency call, if you get to an intersection and you simply can't proceed, shut the lights and sirens down. Don't force vehicles into the intersection, because instead of getting to your emergency and helping somebody, you're about to create another emergency by causing a traffic accident by pushing people into an intersection. Shut it down if you can't get past. Once the light turns green, light it up. Ask the people to move to the right or move to the left so that you can proceed safely. Now, ideally, everybody would move to the right, but not ideally, but most of the time people don't, because most people, they get scared, they freak out, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do. But nonetheless, don't push them into the intersection. Let the light turn green, then turn your lights and sirens back on and ask for permission to have the right-of-way. That's what the lights and sirens are for. The next thing, if you can't get through, do not whatsoever drive into oncoming traffic. Period. End of story. There may be times where you have to go around a single vehicle or two vehicles in the opposing lane of traffic. There may be times where you need to get into the opposing lane of traffic just a little bit early to make a left-hand turn. But as a general rule, do not go into the oncoming lane of traffic. Dead EMTs and dead paramedics can't save anyone's life. Don't get yourself into a head-on collision to go to someone else's emergency. Operate the vehicle safely. When you get to intersections, and if you've been through any driver's safety training, you know that the majority of all traffic accidents occur at intersections. Slow down. If it's a red light, stop. Lights and sirens don't give you the chance to Bo Duke through the intersection. They don't. Stop. Make sure that the vehicles to the right and to the left have stopped. Use your front seat passenger to help you clear intersections. Proceed one lane, clear again. Proceed another lane, clear again. Then advance through the intersection. I want you to pay attention. The next time you're driving in your personal vehicle and you see an oncoming vehicle in emergency response mode, fire truck, police car, ambulance, whatever the case is, and you see them, turn your radio off, roll your window down, and see exactly how far away they are before you hear the siren. And then, the next time that you're driving and you have an emergency vehicle approaching you from behind, turn off your radio, roll down your window, and listen and see how close they are behind you before you hear their siren. I was driving not too long ago, and I never heard the siren of a police car until he was literally on my left rear fender. And if you have an approaching emergency vehicle, you're not going to hear them until they're about 100 yards away. You're just not going to hear them. So do yourself a favor. Last thing, school zones. Slow down in school zones. Shut the lights off. Shut the sirens off. While most people would clear away, little kids would run towards the lights and towards the sirens. And you certainly don't want to run over an 8-year-old on your way to a call. So do those few things. Clear intersections. Slow down. Ask for permission. Drive safe. And don't be stupid. Y'all have a great day. If you have any questions, any topics you'd like me to discuss, drop a comment below. I read them all. And y'all have a blessed day. Be safe.